All right, welcome. You guys, it's the Apex Predator. We've got a big night. We've got some special guests that are joining us, but we've got JD from IcoTEC, Josh from Arken Optics. I'll have you guys introduce yourselves in just one second, but I also want to represent the other sponsors that are part of the Apex Predator League. So we have Stag Arms, who is participating, giving a brand new Pursuit rifle, which is an unbelievable, top of the line gas gun. They're participating in the Apex Predator League. One of our other sponsors, Josh and JD, both of you guys are very familiar with Two Vets tripods. Josh, I know you use them in matches. JD, you use them on the hunt. So why don't you guys give a little bit of a shout out to the guy, Dan and Two Vets tripods, because you guys are both avid users of theirs.
Uh, I know I love the V2, the QDT V2. My go-to tripod. Love it.
Can't beat it, can you?
Yeah, big, heavy legs and sturdy and light.
Josh, how about yourself? Give us a little shout out to old Dan.
So, I definitely use the QD2. I don't have the V2, but I have the QDT original. And I use it for all my matches, but the Kit 2 and the no-name V2 I also have, and those are stellar. They're for a 6.5 shooter, easy. So, the comparisons and the products that he makes, pretty much untouchable in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely best of the best. So we've got just an incredible assortment of things from IcoTEC, you guys with your Outlaw calls. JD, you can tell us a little bit about that. Give us just a little overview of the Outlaw call, because that's an incredibly special product. It's not just an entry-level call. That is as top of the line of a Predator call as you can get your hands on. So tell us a little bit about the Outlaw call.
Right. It's basically our four-wheel drive model. It's a workhorse. Got great volume, great sound clarity, easy to use and navigate remote control system. We're now at the Outlaw Plus series line of callers, so we've got categories in our remote control. They're super simple to add sounds to them, take sounds away from them, basically set them up to the user's preference. So great call. Good on battery life. That's another thing. Plus, we've got a 300-yard remote range, so
Yeah.
that's handy. Yeah.
That's huge. Josh, tell us a little about the Arken EP5. That's your guys' kind of top of the line flagship scope, I guess, at this point. It's an unbelievable scope. We shot it up at Stag's headquarters a couple months back. It was dialing to perfection, hitting steel out of 800 yards and 40-mile-an-hour winds. It was crazy. So give us a little quick overview of the EP5, the scope that's included in the Apex Predator.
Yeah, man, it's definitely the flagship for the model lines that we have. It's just basically a durable, repeatable, beat it up, do the same thing over and over again every day, and it's going to repeat itself and come in clutch when you need it.
Well, man, it is a piece of beauty to look through and to function. The clicks are super tactical. You hear every sound. I absolutely love what Arken offers, and it's a super affordable scope. If somebody put that scope and I went and field tested it, I would tell you that's a $1,500 scope. What do you guys sell the EP5 for? Remind us again, because it is a budget-friendly scope that you cannot compete with. So
yeah. Yep. So it's coming in at MSRP of $540.
Unbelievable. It truly is. Well, all right, for everybody joining us, I gave it a couple minutes kind of for some intros. We also have Krypek, which I want to make sure I give a big shout out to Krypek. They're not on this call, but have been a phenomenal sponsor. They're putting in several different pieces of camo, a backpack, rain cover, rain fly for you. So incredible prize package that's being put together for this Apex Predator League, but not just the prize package, the different people and the companies that are involved are absolutely phenomenal. But if you're just joining us and you're not super familiar with HuntLeague, HuntLeague is a platform that allows you to capture the story of your hunt while you're in the field. I can pull up past hunt logs and just kind of give you an example. This was just from a hunt. The other day, I took two guys on a turkey hunt, two first-timers. So you got the hunt time started at 5:56. You can add pictures, video, audio, notes. You can add different species. You can see on this hunt, we added turkey, elk, prairie dogs, and coyotes. We also saw pronghorn, deer. It was an awesome day in the woods. But everything's in timestamps, super intuitive. If I want to add something when I get back from a hunt, I can pick my species. I can say, all right, there's an elk sighting. What was it? There's 2 bulls and a cow. If I want to rate the bulls, I can say, all right, that bull's a big old 330 bull. That one's a raghorn. I can edit the time. I can edit location, all that fun stuff. So just to give you a quick overview, that's the foundation of the app. Works as a hunting journal where you can log and share the story of your hunt. You choose who you want to share this with. At the very bottom of a log, you have the option to share this with a buddy or with a hunt party. That's like a small group of guys that you would hunt with. Those are your 2 options where you can actually share the GPS location. By default, it will always share without GPS. It just shares the story of your hunt, gives you the timeline, photos, pictures, video. It's a great way to actually share the story of your hunt. So what we're doing today, the Apex Predator, people were out predator hunting throughout this past year. They were logging these hunts. With every hunt you log, there's points associated with sightings, with every time you take a shot, with every success. As you add notes, as you do conservation effort, things like that, there's points that get associated with predator hunting. This is only for predator species, which include a pretty wide variety. You've got everything from mountain lions to bears to alligators, wild pigs, skunks, badgers, all sorts of things, and they're foxes. So as people log things, with everything you log, there's a point system associated with which helps elevate you on the leaderboard. So we had the guys like JD and Josh join us as the judges panel, look over some of the people that participated in the league. If you're a predator hunter and you want to jump into the HuntLeague app, I want to encourage you, join the Apex Predator League this year. It already started April 1st and it runs to March 31st of next year. We've got, again, an incredible group of sponsors that are jumping in, but the whole thing, the heartbeat behind what we're doing is we want to capture and share the story of your hunt. And I know there's a lot of you guys that love taking a video camera out, taking your camera, adding notes, field notes, that kind of thing. And I just want to give you a quick example as we get started of one of our finalists, Krypek McBride. He shared a video from his season, and I just want to start with that just to kind of get the predator hunting juices flowing. So let's take a look at this video from Krypek McBride. So that's just a little bit of taste of something that one of our users, many of you guys are already familiar with Grayson McBride. Grayson McBride was the 2021 Outdoorsman of the Year champion. So many of you guys inside the HuntLeague app are familiar with him. And then you watch a video like that and you go, my goodness. I mean, that was just his predator hunting from this last year. So the guy gets after it. And, you know, one of the things we're going to dive in this live stream, we're going to talk through a couple of new announcements, some new features. One of the things, if you're on iOS user, we released an update today that updated the leaderboard. I will still tell you that there's some things that are still in progress with it, but we are making some really big strides right now with the HuntLeague leaderboard. So if you have iOS, go check the App Store and update to the latest version. You're going to see that we've added some new filter options for our leagues. We've added filter options for age, for gender, for the teams inside of leagues. We added a community, a conservation. So there's different filters that are now in there, including the daily challenges. So if you haven't taken a look at the leaderboard in a while, I want to encourage you, hey, go check it out. There's some new features in there, and it's only going to get better the next couple weeks as we kind of finish out all the calculations, the APIs, all that stuff. Another thing that I want to take time to do is I want to announce a couple new partnerships. I actually created some videos earlier this week, but due to just time, I want to try to get through this faster. We're not going to jump into those videos, so look for those things coming out the next couple days. But quick preview. We've got Coast. Coast makes incredible flashlights, really cool knives. They've joined the On Point Experience and a couple of our other leagues. I absolutely love the simplicity of their stuff. Rechargeable lights, really, really, really well made. I spent time with Doug this week, who's their lead product developer, and we went through a lot of their different products. Super cool. We're really excited to have Coast a part of this. Coast is in Portland. They're based out of Portland, Oregon, a company that's over 100 years old. And with just about everything they sell, it comes with a lifetime warranty, which is a big thing for you guys, because if you're going to spend your hard-earned money on quality gear, you want gear that's going to last and brands that are going to stand behind the gear that they sell you. So I would encourage you to take a good look at Coast products. You can find them in several of our leagues. I'm going to tease one right here, but if you know me, let's see, and you've been following, you know that I've been a fan of Loa boots for a while. I'm a big fan of Loa boots. Well, I met up with the guys at Loa at SHOT Show this year, and they said, man, we are all about HuntLeague. We're super excited to join. So I'm just going to tease that you're about to see Loa. We're going to make that announcement and what leagues they're a part of at our June live event when we do the Spring Turkey League, the Western Hunter, and the On Point Experience. I know many of you guys are looking forward to that event. So at that live event, early June, that's when we'll say it'll probably be sometime between the 5th and the 15th of June. We'll do a live event where we announce the winner of those 3 leagues. But at that time, we're going to announce Loa as one of the partners in maybe more than one league. So they make incredible boots. If you are preparing for your fall hunts, now is the time you should be thinking about your feet, because you want to break in your boots now and not wait a couple months to do that. So take a good look at Loa. Last one that I want to announce, we got HuntLeague. I don't know if you've seen this. There's a whole bunch of videos on our HuntLeague YouTube channel that we just did some backpack reviews. So HuntLeague packs. These packs, I met Brandon at SHOT Show this year, who's one of the guys behind HuntLeague. Unbelievable pack. It's filled with turkey decoys and stuff because I've been running that all spring. Take a look at the YouTube review on that. If you're in the market for a pack, I want you to check out HuntLeague. But HuntLeague Packs is the official pack of the Western Hunter League inside the HuntLeague app, and for good reason. If you take a look at that review video, you'll see why we went with HuntLeague, the best value pack that you can buy for backpack country hunters. Still expensive. It's still over $500. It's $529, but comes with tons of accessories, and it performs with all the big dog packs out there. So if you're in the market looking for a really, really high quality pack, I want to encourage you to take a look at HuntLeague. All right. Those are some leagues. We have some leagues that are currently active. If you have family members that hunt and you want to join some of our Blood Ties League, we got a league for couples. We got a league for generations like grandfather, father, son, a direct lineage league. We've got another blood ties league. It's called the In-Laws and Outlaws, which is for your cousins, nephews, uncles, second cousins, whatever. If you're semi-related, jump in and join that blood ties, In-Laws and Outlaws. Last league I'm going to mention here before we jump into our next segment is the Triple Crown. So the Triple Crown starts this fall. You have to come up with a team of 4 to join the Triple Crown. You need to be 18 or older to join us. Your team has to be a team of adults. But that Triple Crown is going to go over the course of 3 years. It's going to be the craziest league we've ever done as a company. So I want to encourage you, build your team. I've invited some of the guys like Josh. I'm like, Josh, go get your boys that are in those big shooting matches to jump in. I'm hunting. I joined a league, the Triple Crown League with Colby Moorhead from Bear Hunting Magazine. So go build your dream team. I know this is going to sound unfair, but we've got Garrett Weaver and Grayson McBride have teamed up as they're just 2 of their 4-part team. So I'm excited to see what they do. So if you're listening in, go start building your team, recruit. If you don't feel like you know anybody, go find somebody on Instagram that looks like they're a decent hunter and reach out to them, man. Find some people on HuntLeague that are trying to build a team. But I want to encourage you, join the Triple Crown League. It's going to be incredible. We want to see more teams join that here over the next couple weeks. All right, last thing, spring turkey. It is happening right now. I'm leaving at 3:30 in the morning to go out on a spring turkey hunt because I have not filled my tag, and I am the worst spring turkey hunter So if you want to pray for me tonight that I might be successful tomorrow, I could use all the prayers in the world because I'm not very good at it, but I am sure going to try. But we had a special opportunity to connect with Mike Huckabee, who many of you guys know, Governor Mike Huckabee. He just came back from an incredible spring turkey hunt in the state of Texas, and he had quite the story to tell. So I asked Mike if he would join us tonight. And so we are so honored as HuntLeague, as the Apex Predator League, to invite Mike Huckabee to share a segment about spring turkey hunting. And so without further ado, let me introduce you here to Mr. Mike Huckabee. All right, well, I am honored to have Governor Mike Huckabee on tonight. And Governor Huckabee, I hear you just returned from a really fun turkey hunt. So I just wanted to hear your turkey hunting story from spring of 2023.
Jared, I love turkey hunting. Every turkey hunter understands that it is probably more addictive than any drug. I've never been addicted to a drug, but I've had friends that were, and I'm pretty sure that turkey hunting is probably worse. It certainly messes up a person's life when they get so consumed with it that they can't wait for turkey season to start so that they can hear the gobble in the woods. But I had an incident actually prior to my actual hunt that sort of set the stage for it. I was just minding my own business, trying to get prepared for the hunt itself, when there was a young male who came walking into where I was, and it was very obvious that he had his eyes on this young female. Now, I'm an older guy. This is a young guy. And I'm watching this, and I can see that his intentions are not honorable. And I'm thinking, what if this were my daughter? What if this was somebody I really cared about? So as he got closer and closer and began to reveal his intentions, I thought, I can't let this go. So I decided to get in between this young male and the female that he was really trying to have his way with. And the result is that I ended up with a very severe black eye and a cut over my left eye. People said, wow, that's pretty bad. I said, well, not as bad as it was for the young man. He ended up in the morgue. Now, the reality of that story is this. This all happened out in the turkey woods of West Texas, near El Dorado, Texas, where I was hunting. And I'm sitting in a blind, and a gobbler is coming toward me, and there are two hens that are over to my left, and the gobbler is coming from my right, and he is definitely approaching the hens. and he does not have good intentions. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, this guy's going to come up within 30 yards of me. I'm going to get a shot. But as he's coming in, and he's coming in pretty fast, he is strutting. He's in a full strut. He's puffed up. He's doing everything that you want a gobbler to do to put on a show. I've got a brand new gun that I've only used one other time. I've been shooting shotguns for years, thousands of times, mostly duck hunting, but turkey hunting as well, but a traditional shotgun. About a year ago, I got a brand new custom-made Benelli 12-gauge turkey gun, ported barrel, shorter barrel for turkeys. It's left-handed discharge because I shoot rifles and shotguns left-handed, and it has the pistol grip so that you can stay stable and steady when a gobbler's coming up and you're not afraid of making motion and scaring the turkey. So as this turkey's coming, I realized I'm going to have to make the decision and take the shot. So I lean to my left and get the barrel of the gun just outside the window. And honestly, what happened in the next split second took me several hours to figure out. All I know is I squeezed the trigger, and the next thing, I got blood running down my face. I'm a little dazed, trying to figure out what the heck happened. But here's the story. I realized that with that pistol grip, intuitively, I know I still need to brace fully on my shoulder. But I think in that split second, I'm thinking, man, I got a pistol grip. I got this.
I can hold this.
I can hold this thing. So I'm partially, but not fully braced with my shoulder. I take the shot, and I've got a red dot scope on my Benelli. And what happened, I got what every hunter has experienced at some point probably. I got scoped right in the eye. So, I'm sitting there thinking, how the heck did I do something as boneheaded as this? And it took me several hours. In fact, it was when I got back that evening from the emergency room in the little hospital, I went to get just, some glue put on my eye to get the bleeding to stop, that occurred to me. I'm thinking that because I have that pistol grip, that, man, I got this thing. I'm holding it tight. But, Jared, I got to tell you, when you fire a 12 gauge with a 3.5-inch tungsten-loaded turkey shell, it kicks like a southern mule. And so a pistol grip is not adequate. You need everything you have to brace that shot. But I wanted to just make sure you understand that, yes, I ended up with a black eye, but the turkey is in my freezer. So it all turned out okay. I will tell you this one funny thing. I'm sitting there in the turkey blind. I'm still, got 2.5 hours before I'm going to get picked up. So I'm thinking, I got to get this bleeding stopped. And it was in that place right above the eye. It's very hard to get the bleeding to stop. And so I had one handkerchief that I fully engulfed in blood. And as long as I held a compress, I could keep it. But as soon as I let go, it came again. And I got to thinking, I've got with me in my pack a payday candy bar. And I thought, I could take the nougat from the center of that candy bar and use it to stop the bleeding. And I was almost ready to do that. Then I thought, no, you idiot. The payday is a very salty candy bar. You stick that thing up in your eye, and it's going to hurt like all get out. So I just cuffed it out and had a great rest of the afternoon, but decided to go to the ER and just see if I needed stitches, and instead they put some glue up there. But I got the bird. That's the main thing, and I learned an important lesson. The pistol grip is great for holding the gun steady when the gobbler is coming to you and you don't want to move and spook him. Do not trust that pistol grip as a form of brace, because if the turkey's not laying on the ground, you will be. A very, very valuable lesson I've learned.
I love it. Now, just so you know, the winner of our Spring Turkey League, they're going to get a brand new shotgun with a pistol grip. They can choose a pistol grip or a traditional grip, but it comes with a Burris red dot, like fast fire 4 scope. And I have never heard. Now, I've been with people that have gotten the scope eye thing, shooting a high-powered rifle and all that. Now, we used to do this when we would skeet shoot. We would take a 3-inch, you're shooting 2 3/4, just bird shot when you're doing target loads. And every once in a while, we would sneak in a 3.5-inch turkey load to somebody that was shooting skeet, you're just like, yeah, it's already loaded for you, set it up. They shoot the first one and then they shoot the second one. It's like, oh, what was that? So I know about those 3.5-inch turkey loads.
Yeah.
They can do quite a bit of damage. So I have never heard of somebody getting red dot or scope eyed from a turkey hunt. So thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, somebody needed to be the first one to be able to tell that story of it happening. But if your winner does take the pistol grip, which I hope he does, because there's some great advantages to having that on the turkey gun, just be real sure that you do not trust the pistol grip as a means of controlling the shotgun when you pull the trigger, because it will not be enough.
Well, I love it. Thank you for sharing your story, Governor Huckabee. Now, somebody is going to win the Gobbler King title, and it's not about who kills the biggest bird, the longest spur, the longest beard. We're looking for a great story, somebody that it captured some stories, some fun adventure, what differentiates this season from maybe previous seasons. So here in just a few weeks, in the beginning of June, we're going to announce the spring turkey winner, and I hope that their story somewhat can compare and compete with yours, but yours is going to be hard to top.
Well, I'll forfeit any right to the winning the contest so that some of your participants will have a shot at it. But maybe I'll just want to hear their story to see what they did, and hopefully it wasn't as stupid as what I did. And, they didn't have to go to the ER as a result of it just to get their turkey in the freezer.
I love it. Well, thank you, Governor Huckabee, for jumping in and being a part of our live event tonight. Good luck. I know. Do you have any more turkey hunts coming up? I know you did one in Texas. Do you have any in Nashville, Arkansas, anything like that?
We're supposed to go in Arkansas, but I think I'm going to miss the window of the turkey season here. And, it's one of those things where I didn't go empty-handed this turkey season, which is always the most important thing. But if I don't get to go this year, I can't wait till next year.
Come on. I know that feeling. Well, thank you again for joining us tonight. Well, hey, Josh, you're on the screen. I made a mistake somehow. Hey, so you guys just heard Governor Huckabee's story. I want to see if anybody can top that story this year, because I want to hear a story from the Gobbler King. Josh, I see you shaking your head in the background. I'm going to go small again. How do you top that story? Can somebody top Governor Mike Huckabee's turkey story this year to come out as the Gobbler King?
Man, to be honest, I'm 46 years old and I've never scoped myself. So
this could be your year. This could be your year, Josh.
I've done singles. I've done doubles on turkeys. But especially with the shotgun.
I've never heard of it.
I mean, you're going to use a red dot of some sorts on a shotgun. I don't know.
I know you got your eye like 6 inches away, but he must have been sticking his hand all the way out and then just probably popped his eye so he could get it. And I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm gonna leave it to the left-handed conundrum, and I'm just gonna leave it there.
I love it. Well, pretty soon, I'm looking for one story. Somebody that is listening to this that has a friend that has an incredible turkey story. Join the Spring Turkey League. We are looking for a story that will top Governor Mike Huckabee's turkey story from this year. We are looking to crown one person with the Gobbler King title. We'll do that the first week of June, so you have just a few weeks left of season to top that story. So share your stories inside the league. The Spring Turkey League is still open. Jump in, join it. Create a hunt log, share it with the league. We're excited to hear that. All right, but we're not here about the Spring Turkey League. We are here about the Apex Predator League, so let's get after it. I want to introduce you guys to some of our finalists. A couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we did our panel interview where we interviewed Garrett and Crayson. They went head-to-head in the interview panel. I'm going to show a quick highlight video, and then we're going to get right into it. So here we go. All right, let's dive into this. So We're here. This is Judges Panel for the Apex Predator League, the 2022-23 season. I've got JD from IcoTEC, Lane from Stag Arms, and Josh from Arken Optics. You guys are 3 judges making the decision this year.
JD Pyatt. I've been hunting coyotes and predators for 35, 36 years now. I also help develop the electronic collars that we sell. And I'm the one in charge of doing all the recording, the animals that for the sound files that we put on the collars as well.
So I'm Lane. I'm from Stag. I've been there about 2 years now. I am the only person in the office who's actually left-handed, so I am the sole representative for the Lefty Mafia right now. I started shooting competitively up into the collegiate level in archery, and I also started working for archery companies out there when I was in college, and I moved into kind of more firearms when I started at Magpul, and then I moved across the street to Stag.
Former military turned enthusiast, sharpshooter, competition shooter. I don't like bragging, but like when we went down to Stag and we mounted the scope on the Pursuit, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know about shooting tomorrow. It's supposed to be 40 to 60 mile an hour winds." And I'm like, "Man, that's nothing." And I sighted it in, and I think we stretched it out to what, like 800 yards, and still getting impacts on like 2 foot by 3 foot still animal cutouts. And guys were like, "Holy cows!" You could spend $2,500 on a night force or whatever, but you could also spend $500 and then another $1,000 on ammo and become a better shooter.
The outlaw, the outlaw is going to give you plenty of volume. I guarantee you that. There's for like predators, there's more volume than you'd ever need.
I saw your call at my work. I opened up the box. I'm not supposed to, but I had to check it out, and it was like it's light. It's so light for being what size it is, and it's just comfortable. Like the remote's comfortable in your hand. It's not big and bulky. I'm telling you that call is sick.
All right, Garrett and Crayson, 2 familiar faces squaring off yet again.
I called for 25 minutes, like everyone said to do, and I was like, "Okay, well, Dad, nothing's coming in. We better go." And he's like, "Well, let's just wait. It's going to get dark in about 30 minutes anyway." So we sat there for 45 minutes, and all of a sudden there was a coyote out in the field I didn't even see show up, and 100 yards between a couple sets of cows. So I had to wait for my shot. And took the shot, dropped it, and it was just after that moment, it was so addicting. Just like I can do this year round. I'm helping out with these problem coyotes. It's going to help the herd. It's going to help the upland game, everything. And it just was like this is my new passion.
I mean, I know exactly where to look. I'm super efficient. I don't have to spend times in units they're not going to be in. And now I go up and I see a bear almost literally every time I go now. So.
All right, judges. That's hard. I don't know. I mean, that's like, how do you compare apples and oranges?
It's a tough one.
He's like helping the community with getting people into bear hunting because you could tell he was genuinely concerned about other animals' populations because of the predators.
I mean, they're both giving back to the community.
Well, both of them are definitely passionate about it, and I can really see Creighton's passion for going out and hunting coyotes.
I think they were both great. I think they're both doing a good thing for the hunting community. And
all right, so that's a little recap. We are live now, and we are getting ready to announce the winner. JD and Josh, you guys were sitting on that panel. You heard from both Garrett and Crayson. Before we announce the winner, I just want to give you each, just a second to kind of share one thing that kind of stuck out maybe about each candidate, something that you saw in Crayson, something that you saw in Garrett, and then we are going to crown the first ever Apex Predator winner. So, Josh, let's start with you, man. Tell me some of the stuff that you saw with these 2 finalists that stuck out to you.
So, I mean, first off and foremost, both of them are outstanding young individuals that are contributing back to the hunting world. I can remember myself 20 years ago being where they're at. Of course, there was no social media back then. There was no cell phones. There was no nothing. But we just did it for the fun and love of the game. I do think that Garrett, with the podcast and some of the stuff that he's promoting and pushing, had a little bit of an advantage over Grayson. But both outstanding young individuals that are the prime candidates that we want to push and promote for hunting industry type stuff anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Garrett serves on the Oregon Hunters Association, and he's super active. And the guy is just an incredible mentor. I mean, I got to experience that kind of firsthand. And I know, Josh, before this competition really started, and I brought up Garrett, you kind of said kind of from the beginning that, I don't really know that he should be a part of it. And he kind of had a little bit of a disadvantage going into it because you felt like, well, like he went on a hunt. Jared, you went on a hunt with him. And I'm like, man, it shouldn't be me disqualifying Garrett because Garrett's doing his own thing. He logged over 40 something days in the Bear Woods last year. And I'm like, that's deserving of its own, but then you also have Crayson, who works at Bass Pro Shop, is helping customers every day get set up with what they need to be successful in the field, sharing his passion, sharing his story. I mean, it was just like you listen to these guys like, man, how do you actually decide between these two? So, JD, let's kick it over to you, and you kind of give a little bit of a last word, and then we're going to announce the winner of, of this year's competition.
Well, I know for me, it was. I thought that was a big tie, but as the night we were doing the judging, but I couldn't agree with Josh more. Both of them are great stewards for the sport of hunting. They're doing good things. They're young. They got a bright future ahead of them, I do believe, in the hunting industry and community. So happy for them both, and I'm excited to hear this announcement.
Well, I just want to know, now that they have partnered up, I mean, they've been enemies now at these back-to-back kind of events. Now that they've partnered up, who on earth is going to take them down in the Triple Crown League? So, JD, I need you to build the dream team and just go, you know what, now that when we got done, you said they were kids. It's like, all right, let's bring the adults into this league and say, all right, let's put the kids to bed now and show them what's up.
I don't know if I could keep up with them anymore.
Yeah. No, it's hard to keep up with that kind of passion. Okay, well, I have asked Governor Mike Huckabee, who is our special guest this evening, to announce the official winner of this first ever Apex Predator League. So what an honor it is to have such a distinguished person that has done so much for conservation. His record of conservation work and the things that he did in Arkansas when he was a governor, I really second to none of anything that's really happened in the last 20 years. Some of the stuff that I see that's starting to take place is in some of these states for conservation is kind of the right to hunt that we're seeing happen in Florida, happen in Montana, some of these states that are voting to add that as an amendment to their state constitution. I know that was happening in Oregon as well, which we have a lot of people there. But Governor Huckabee has been a lifelong hunter, super big advocate for conservation, and it is such an honor for us as HuntLeague to have him be, I don't know, the MC, the announcer for this first ever Apex Predator League. So without further ado, Governor Huckabee, take it away.
Well, Jared, what an honor to get to make this announcement. The only thing that would be cooler would be that if I would be giving it to myself, but I'm not, because I'm not the winner of this incredible Apex Predator achievement this year. The winner is someone who has a great story to tell and a great harvest, and it's Garrett Weaver, who lives in Oregon and is quite the bear hunter and has got some great stories. And he is the 2022-23 Apex Predator winner and hunter of the year. Garrett Weaver, congratulations. You worked hard for it. You earned it. And the rest of us are simply jealous. It's just as easy as that to say.
Man, am I supposed to say something now? Oh, I can't hear you, Jared.
Garrett, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I mean, you just had Governor Mike Huckabee announce your name as the Apex Predator champion. I can't even believe it myself. I'm in awe. But thank you, Governor Huckabee, for joining us live tonight. Garrett, this is like that moment at the Academy Awards where somebody opens up the envelope and announces your name. What does this mean to you, my friend?
It means a ton, and I thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to carry the crown for a year and be able to pass it on. I mean, it really does mean a lot. I mean, just being able to compete against Grayson again was really fun. Actually, when I saw him a part of it, I was like, well, I'm just going to go for second place because there's no way I'm beating Grayson. And it was kind of funny because last year, everybody, the other finalists had all thought I had it in the bag, and then Grayson won. And then this year it was kind of flipped. I thought he won, and then this year it went my way. So you never know how these things are going to go. But I'm truly honored and humbled. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats, Garrett.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm stoked. I would like to say, if I have a second, that Grayson and I, Josh, who was a finalist for the Outdoorsman of the Year this year, and my brother are the Triple Crown team. We would love your guys' competition. So
I'll
bring it on. But in the honor of Grayson, there's a million reasons why he shouldn't go empty-handed. He's getting married. He put in a lot of work this year. He did a great job making those videos. He's a great guy in general, and he deserves to leave us something. So I would love the Krypek camo package. It's high-end camo, but as a gift to Grayson, you can say whether he deserves it or it's a wedding gift. That guy deserves to have all the camo package. That guy would put it to use more than I would for the coyotes alone. And I want him to have that. So if we can make that happen, that would be amazing.
Man, that's awesome. I always am shocked and honored by the humility that the different finalists and candidates have inside these leagues. Generosity that you guys pour out, not just doing something like what you just did and giving Grayson a wedding present that I know he's going to really love. He's getting married this weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, timing for this event was pretty tough. And then I'm like, Grayson, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to let you down gently because he's sitting there on the other line like, but you got something big to look forward to this week, and keep your eyes on the prize, bud, because there's far more important things than winning the Apex Predator League. Not to diminish that from you, Garrett, because it's an awesome title. But absolutely love how generous you have been with your time, with the way that you've shared information with people. You've taken several people inside the HuntLeague community, not just myself and my son, but I've seen you take Thomas out. I've seen you take other guys from the community out and coach people up. So it means the world to have hunters like you, Garrett, in here. And I think the team that you just announced raises the bar big time for anybody that's joining the Triple Crown League. And again, what everybody needs to remember is it's not a killing contest. It's a story-based contest. So you tell a story like Governor Mike Huckabee shooting getting scope eye from a red dot with a shotgun, and you might find yourself on top of the podium because it really is not about the size of the animal or those things. It's really the fun, the enjoyment, the passion that comes through in the way that you pursue, hunting and outdoors and conservation. So, guys, JD, you got any final words that you want to share with Garrett? And Josh, I'll ask you to do the same, and then we're going to sign off. We'll be done here.
Hey, congratulations. That was a very honorable thing you did, giving him the wedding gift. Speaks volumes. Congrats. Look forward to seeing this Triple Crown coming up, what you guys do.
It's going to be fun, man. And I really appreciate, you being a judge and given the IcoTEC call. I'm really am going to put that to use this year. I hope I can send you a cool picture of a bear with it. So it's that time of year for right now.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. If you get one, let me know. Definitely. We'd love to see that. If you got any questions, concerning the caller or, how to use it or load sounds, anything like that, give me a holler. I'll help you
Yeah, it
out.
might be a
However
can of worms you regret opening there. I can ask a lot of questions.
calling a bear, but maybe that's something you can help me with in the future. Calling
We'll see.
bears.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that hasn't been your forte yet, calling them in. But I'm excited to actually see you put that thing to use, because I think it'd be super cool to see a video of a bear coming in. So it'll happen. It'll happen. All right,
It'll happen.
Yeah, Josh, before we go to you, I just want to say I got messages today from Tori at Stag Arms saying, man, the whole team at Stag Arms, they're excited for you, Garrett. They said, man, well deserved. They also said they're excited to be a part of this year's Apex Predator League that's going on, the 2023-2024. So if you're looking at the Apex Predator League this year, Stag is saying, man, they said, congratulations, Garrett, but they're also in with us next year. Dan from Two Vets Tripod says congratulations. So well done. I cannot wait for you to get that Two Vets Tripods in your hands, Garrett. It will blow your mind. It really is unbelievable. JD, myself, and Josh can all attest to the quality of those tripods. So you are going to absolutely love it. And then Justin, marketing director from Krypek, that big shout out. You got a guy, Justin, Mike, Eric, all of those guys from Krypek were like, man, be sure to tell. They're on the East Coast, so it's pretty late at night for them. So it's like, be sure to tell Garrett congratulations. So big congratulations from Krypek. I'll be sure to relay the message that we've got a wedding present heading to Crayson.
Yeah.
Josh, take it away. Give us some final words, and then we'll be out of here.
So first off, congrats, Garrett. Well deserved. You're like an exemplary young male role model for a lot of hunters that are out there. Secondly, the fact that you are willing to donate stuff to Crayson. I'd like to, Jared, if it's okay with you, I'd like to give Crayson another EP5 for the wedding present.
Come on now.
Yeah, and then
with it?
Oh, go ahead, JD.
Sorry, I'd like to go there too with a collar.
Are you kidding me, guys?
No,
JD, you already know. I think Crayson probably cried after he heard it because he was looking forward to getting that IcoTEC call so bad. And, you know, he was the one that opened it up at Bass Pro to look at it because he was so anxious. Like, I got to take a look at this. And I think it broke his heart that we didn't call his name tonight. So you guys doing that, I mean, that's unbelievable. That's unexpected. I did not ask of that. And again, I am so grateful for the partnerships that have developed in these leagues. And I am so excited about carrying this stuff forward going into next year, because it's only going to get bigger and better as we move forward into this 2023-2024 season. So, Josh, thank you, big time, man. It means the world to me. And Garrett, you can attest this. I mean, how much does that mean to you? Even though that's not an extra thing coming to you, just hearing these guys and the partners that we have in this league doing what they're doing.
It just shows that we're partnering with the right people. I mean, good people attract good people. And I think that's just what this is here, is that, it's a great community and you're attracting the right people. And that's people that I personally want to work with. So I think it's awesome. Thank you guys for doing that.
Man. Gentlemen, thank you for joining. I want to encourage you guys, if this is here, I'm gonna switch screens real fast, and we're gonna finish up this night. But if you have not built your team for the Triple Crown, I want to encourage you, build your team. You have till August 1st. It's a team of 4. Invite them to join you in the HuntLeague app. You can share if you go to the Buddies tab and do an invite. It gives a little code. If you go to the website, it will unlock the league pass for them so that they can join your team. So there's nothing that they have to pay for to get started. It gives them the league pass for 30 days so they can kind of experiment, mess around with it. If any of you guys are struggling financially to pay the $15 a year, it's a big old price tag that we put on this HuntLeague app. But if any of you guys are struggling to pay that, don't hesitate to reach out. This is not about the money here at HuntLeague. It's about this community and what we are building. So if you need help with that HuntLeague pass, send us an email, support@huntleague.com. We will help you out. But thank you guys for joining us on this live stream. We are going to keep it under an hour. I have to say once again, congratulations, Garrett Weaver, the first ever Apex Predator champion, but also the first ever two-time league champion. He won last year's Western Hunter title, and he was just about to expire on that title. He has to the end of this month before that title would be revoked and it goes to somebody else. So Garrett had the ability to retain a second title, so he is still going to be a HuntLeague winner going in through this next year. So congratulations, Garrett Weaver, on the Apex Predator League title. I want to see some people put up a fight and take you. I don't know how they could take you, Josh Dishman. Holy mackerel. Crayson, your brother-in-law, or whoever you said was the other person. So Garrett, again, man, thank you for participating in this community. I'm looking forward to having you at the June live event because we are going to be announcing together the On Point Experience winner, where somebody is going to get, one person is going to get a filmed bear hunt in Oregon with Garrett Weaver, myself, Colby Moorhead from Bear Hunting Magazine, Auburn Flores from Huxworks Suppressors and Safety Company, and Nick, I always say his name, I always say it Bluff, but it's like Blug. Nick, if you're out there, you've got to help me remember your last name, but the old Nick Blug, he is joining us on that from Vortex, former Navy SEAL sniper. He's going to put together a range day and do some long-range shooting. So, again, we are announcing the winner of the Spring Turkey League, the Western Hunt League, as well as the On Point Experience at the live event in June. So join us then, and we will see you soon. So we are signing out for now. Thanks for joining us for the Apex Predator League Championship.